بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله الذي نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا ومن يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. وقال الله تعالى إن عدة الشهور عند الله 12 شهرا في كتاب الله يوم خلق السماوات والأرض منها 4 حرم ذلك الدين القيم فلا تظلموا فيهن أنفسكم وقاتلوا المشركين كافة كما يقاتلونكم كافة واعلموا أن الله مع المتقين. وقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم من تشبه بقوم فهو منهم. Our topic for tonight is very crucial because 2 days from now there will be a devil night in which the devil will be very happy. The so-called priest and pastor, they said to blow, to make the firecrackers, and they are claiming that the devil will be run away. But they are liars, sinungaling. When you put the firecrackers, there's a fire, apoy. And the fire is made from the devil is made from the fire. Devil is made from the apoy. So devil will not run away. Devil will be happy, celebrating. So the celebration on the New Year is a celebration of the devil. The celebration of the New Year, yung celebration sa bagong taon, yan celebration ng Satanas. Because it's with fire. I read from the Surah At-Tawbah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, surely the number of the months with Allah is 12 months. Since Allah He write it down, since He created the universe. Since Allah created the heavens and the earth, since Allah created the universe, there are 12 months. And Allah called it ذَلِكَ الدِّينُ الْقَيَّمِ, and Allah called it, that is a deen, that is a religion. That's the right deen, that is the right religion. The 12 months of Islam. 12 months of Islamic calendar. That's the deen. What are the 12 months? Muharram, Safar, Rabiul Awwal, Rabiul Thani, Jamadul Awwal, Jamadul Thani, Rajab, Shaban, Ramadan, number 9. Shawwal, Zikad, and Zulhijjah. If you are a Muslim, that's your 12 months. If you are a mushrik, you are a kafir, you are a disbeliever, you are a Jew or a Christian, go away. You can have a January, February. If you are a Muslim, then January, February is not your calendar. The January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, these are the months of the disbelievers. Yan ang calendar ng mga kufar. That's the calendar of the disbelievers. Not your calendar. If you believe in Allah, then Allah mentioned in the Quran that Allah has the 12 months for us. What is the first month? Muharram. What's the second month? Safar. This is the month of Safar now. The third month, Rabiul Awwal. Number 4, Rabiul Thani. Number 5, Jamadul Awwal. Number 6, Jamadul Thani. Number 7, Rajab. Number 8, Shaban. Number 9, Ramadan. Number 10, Shawwal. Number 11, Zikat. And number 12, the month of Hajj. This is number 12. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioned here in Surah Al-Tawbah. You can go for the reference. It's ayah number 35. Surah number 9. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that surely the number of the months with Allah is 12 months. Allah has written this. When Allah created the heavens and the earth, when Allah created the universe, on the earth there were 12 months. Not the January, February. These are the fabricated months by the pagans. And Allah said these 12 months of the Islamic calendar, that is the Deenul Qayyam. That's the right religion. That's the right way of life. And among them 4 are the Hurum. What is the meaning of Hurum? These 4 months among the 12, they are the months of Hurum, in which these 4 months you cannot wage a war. You can wage the war with the 8 months, but the 4 months is a war of peace, the months of peace. You cannot wage the war on those 4 months. And there are some other explanation of those 4 months. Among those 4 months is Zulhijjah, Muharram and Safar. Now what are these 12 months? The 12 months, which is the first month, is known as January. The January is a pagan month sa buwan ng Pagano. Roman, Greek pagans. Yung mga Pagano, before the time of Prophet Jesus, when they were worshiping the idols, and they were slaughtering the men to their idols. They give the blood to their idols. They're sacrificing the human on their idols. Those Roman pagans, they have one of their god is Janus. Janus. And the January is coming from the word Janus. Who was Janus? The Janus is a Roman pagan god with the 2 faces. Diyos na dalawang muka. That's January, coming from Janus. I have a picture of Janus here. If anyone can see, there's a January, Janus. Can anybody can see this picture? Can see this picture? There's a, if you are going to celebrate, January is a new year, then you are worshipping this idol. There's the idol you are worshipping. There's the idol you are worshipping. Janus, God with 2 faces. Hypocrite God. There's a hypocrite God, the God with 2 faces. Roman pagan God with a 2 faces. That's January. Are you going to celebrate that? Are you going to celebrate January as your new year? Then that's your God now. Not Allah is your God. That's your God. God with the 2 faces. So people who call themselves Muslim and they want to celebrate January, then they are celebrating this God. God with 2 faces. A Roman, dirty, pagan God. And this is a hypocrite God, because if anyone has a 2 faces, we call it dalawang mukha niya. Hypocrite. He's a double-faced man. Very bad man. Masamang tao, because he's a 2 face. He face to you different. When you go away, he's a different face. Metaphorically, it's a very bad person when he has a 2 face. When you can, if a person with a 2 face, he's known as a very ugly person. What is a February? February is a month of the pagan festival, known as Februa. And it is also known as the Feast of the Purification by the young men. So what was the history behind the February? That was a feast or fiesta sa Pagano, sa Romano. In the pagan Roman religion, when the young men, they have to go out with the whip, palo, and they go and beat the women in the street. They have to beat the young, beautiful women in the street, and they called it the Fiesta of February. That's the meaning of February, or the February. A feast where the young man has to come out in the streets and they have to beat the women on the street. And they call it the February, which the month came February. February is used to be a last month before. That was used to be a last month before, not the December. For more than 2,000 years ago, the February was used to be the last month, not the December. I will explain it later on. The March was used to be the first month of the calendar, but now they changed it to January. March. The March. Now here is a picture you can see, the young man beating a woman. The young man beating a woman, there's a festival of February. In the February, the pagans, they used to do like this. They go in the streets and they beat the young woman. They beat the young woman on that day, on that month, whole month. They beat the young woman on the street, the young man with the palo, with the whip, lashes. In Arabic, like in the Islamic, when you have a criminal, you punish them. But they don't punish the criminal, they punish the young innocent woman in the streets. That's the meaning of February. If you go to the March, the March is another Roman god whose name is Mars. M-A-R-S, Mars. Is the sound is clear? The Mars is a Roman god. Explained in English is the god of war. God of war. Diyos ng gera. There's another Roman god. The god of war. And they have a picture here. I had a mistake that I supposed to bring the big tablet to show this picture. There's the Roman god March. There's the Roman god March. If you're going to believe in this calendar, then these are your gods. There's the Roman god March, or Mars, the god of war. If you go to the April, April is called, also known as the month of Venus in Latin. Venus is another god, but it's not a god, but it's a goddess, the female god, whose name is Aphrodite. Whose name is Aphrodite. But in the Latin, it's called the month of Venus. Venus. Another name of April is Venus, or in Greek language is known as Greek goddess Aphrodite. And here is a picture of this Aphrodite, the goddess, the female god. When you go to the May, it's coming from the another Roman Greek goddess, Maya. There's a name of a female god, Maya, goddess. And you can see the picture of this goddess. There's a picture of this goddess, Maya. I cannot go for the detail. There are all the details here in this website. If you go to the June, there's another Roman goddess, Juno. Juno was also referred to as the patron goddess of Rome and the queen. Many consider her to be a goddess of marriage. She's the goddess of marriage. Diyosa ng kasal. Here is a picture of the Juno, the goddess of marriage. And if any Muslim, he wants to celebrate those months as his months, then he is not a Muslim, he is a mushrik. If you go to the July, anybody knows where the word month July come from? Anybody knows that? Where the month July is come from? Julius Caesar. The Roman king Julius Caesar, he had the month under his name. They were the idol worshipper, and he was their king of the idol worshipper. He had the 1 month July to under his name, Julius Caesar. If you go to the August, Anybody again say who was August? Where did this month come from, the August? Augustus Caesar. Caesar is the title of the Roman Empire. Like the Pharaoh is the title of the king of Egypt. But if the king of the Roman, his title is Caesar. The time of the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu, the king of the Roman, Caesar, he was Hercules. Caesar's name was Hercules. He wanted to embrace Islam. But it's not clear that he was able to embrace or not, because his cabinet was refused to embrace Islam. We don't know that if he was able to embrace Islam or not. The Caesar in the time of the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu, his name was Hercules or Hercule. So Augustus is the first Roman king. His name was Augustus Caesar or Caesar Augustus. So Augustus was the first pagan Roman emperor or the king. Under his name was the August. Now the last 4 months is not actually the name of the Roman pagan god or goddess, Zeus or Jusa, but these are the 4 months under the counting. September, October, November, December. Now you will laugh about that how weak they are in mathematics. September is supposed to be 7th month. Remember this. September is supposed to be 7th month in Greek Roman language, Septi. Septi is number 7. Octo is number 8. Can Asan Beda book the fun here? Okay, enough. Okay, now, how ugly these people in Europe and America, they call themselves educated people, sophisticated people, civilized people, intelligent people, and they call themselves first world people. They called us third world countries. We are the third class people for them. And they call themselves first world people, educated people, sophisticated people, highly civilized people, intelligent people, well-educated people, but they say not. You don't have a little common sense. You count the September is the 9th month, but in your language, it's the 7th month. Septi is 7. Octo, what is octo? Octopus. Octopus is an animal in the sea. How many feet? 8 feet. October is month number. In their language, October is number 10. It's supposed to be 8. And they call themselves educated people. They say they are very educated. They don't know counting. Octo is 8. Wallo. But they call it October is 10. September is 7. Septi is 7. In Greek Roman language, Septi, in Latin, Septi is 7. They call it September is 9. October is Octo. Wallo. They call it October is Gis. Malay. Wrong mathematics. And the fool people follow that. If you are a fool, if you follow and go and celebrate this New Year, you are a fool. You are a fool. Now come to the November. What is the month November in their calendar? Number 11. Number 11. What is Noebe? 9. So November is 9. Supposed to be. November is coming from Noebe. Noebe. Noebe is 9. But in their language, November is 11. Malay. Puro Malay. All error. December is coming from Gis. What is Gis? In Spanish language, in Tagalog, in Roman, in Greek, Gis is 10. December is 12. How you follow the foolish calendar? September, number 7, supposed to be, sabi nila, number 9. October, supposed to be 8. Walo, they call it 10. November, supposed to be 9. They call it 11. December supposed to be Gis. This, D-E-C, decimal. Decimal is after the 10. Gis. December supposed to be 10th month. They call it what? 12. Foolish. Why it's like this? Because before, September, October, November, December was 7, 8, 9, 10. 11 was January. And then the February was the feast. Fiesta. They go and beat the women in the street. That was the 12th month before. And the March was the New Year before. But now the January is New Year. And what is the January? I repeat again. The January is month of God Janus. The God with two faces. Here. See it again? This is Janus. If you're going to celebrate January after 2 days, then that's your God now. See this, your God. God with two faces. And here is a picture of February, the pagan young man beating the young woman in the street. That's the February, the feast month. And there's the month of the Mars, or the Mars, the war of God. And so on. So that's what we explain here, that we should not join this kind of celebrations, which is under the name of Roman gods and goddesses. The first 6 months, January, February, March, April, May, June. These are the 6 gods and fiesta of the pagans. And the number 7 and 8, the 2 Roman pagan kings, the Julius Caesar, July, and Augustus Caesar, the August. And the last 4 months is the mistake of mathematics. It's supposed to be 7, 8, 9, 10. They counted 9, 10, 11, 12. So, puro mali. Puro masama. All ugly. God and goddesses, pagan Roman feast, the festival, and then the 4 months which mathematical error. So this is all about the dirty Gregorian calendar which no Muslim supposed to be follow. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, Man tashabba biqawmin fahuwa minhum. Whoever imitated any qawm, any people, he will be with them on the day of judgment. So if you follow them, you imitate them, go and make the firecrackers, or go and eat their parties, and join their parties, and join their drinking parties, and join them in any way, on the day of judgment, you will be with them, not with the believers. So for us, inshallah, on December 31, we must go home after Isha, not to go out. We must stay with our families. And we pray to Allah to protect us from the evil. Because that night is the evil night. The December 31 is a night thousands of people will die in one night all around the world. Thousands of people will die on December 31. Hundreds of thousands of people will be injured. Thousands of houses will be burned all around the world. The night of the December 31, more than 1 million women will be raped in the world. And there will be more than 1 billion fornication. Lunya. There will be more than 1 billion fornication will happen in that only night. It's the night of evil. We should stay at home with our families, not to go out, not to make any business, not to join any party. But we must stay at home with our families and ask Allah to protect us and our families from the evil. Because lots of evil on that night. If you want to see how much evil on that night and on that day, go to any hospital in Metro Manila and all the hospital will be full. Puno. Lahat ng mga hospital puno sa January 1. Because of the evil on that night. Until the morning. So they call it that that's their new year, and that's their new year is a curse. It's not a blessing. It's a curse. Because they start the new year with pain, murder, rape, fornication, and bankruptcy. Because on the January 1, the one of the important thing will happen. The most of the people in the world will become bankrupt because you lost everything on that night. You lost your money, you lost your dignity, you lost your life, and you lost everything on that night. That's the punishment of Allah to them. If you want to get a share of the punishment of Allah, go ahead, join the kuffar and become the kuffar. So that was a message. May Allah save us and may Allah protect us from this evil. As we know that, not only in the Philippines, all around the world, even the Muslim, so-called Muslim countries, they call themselves Muslim countries, but they are not practicing the law of Islam. The so-called Muslim countries, they are also celebrating the New Year. Here the Muslims in Philippines, in Mindanao, in Metro Manila, the Muslims, they go and sell the products for New Year. They sell the crackers. They sell the other rubbish things on the streets to make money, to sell their iman, to sell their Islam for a small price. If any one of you know them, and they are planning to join the New Year by selling something, or by buying something, or to planning to have some fireworks, or to planning to drink, or planning to have a party, beware of that, and beware of them, and aware them to stop it. I see many tribal Muslims, when the New Year, the December 31, they are putting the lights on their houses. I even see one tribal Muslim family, I saw them slaughtering the cow and slaughtering the goat on the New Year. Do you call them Muslim? No. I saw one Muslim tribal family from Cotabato, I saw them buying a goat and then slaughter on that night. And whole night they have a music. And they drink. And they fight. And you ask them, who are you? He said he's a Muslim. Muslim of what? Muslim by name. Not by practice. So if any Muslim who go and join this kind of rubbish thing, he's not a Muslim. You're already out of Islam. And it's our duty to bring the message. To give them the message to stop it. Otherwise the punishment of Allah will come. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said very clearly that our Islamic calendar, the 12 months which we believe in, this Gregorian calendar, the January, February is a production of the pagan Romans. We should not join that. In case of some businesses, people, they don't know about the Islamic calendar because we are living in a non-Muslim society. So we use it, but we don't believe it. We don't celebrate it. Rather, we believe in our Islamic calendar, and we can try to implement within ourselves, in our offices, in our businesses. And Allah will help us to propagate this about our Islamic calendar. May Allah guide us, may Allah bless us. If there is any question, inshallah, it's about to be 10 o'clock as per schedule that we have to finish at 10. If there is any question, inshallah, can ask. Otherwise, we can make dua and everyone can eat, inshallah. Yes. That's all. I did not explain it because it's not relevant with our topic here. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَلَا تُظْلِمُوا فِيهِنَّ أَنفُسَكُمْ. So do not wrong yourself in those 4 months. Because what the mushrikun were doing, because of their benefits, they were changing. If Allah make the Muharram not to make war in that, they change it. And they say, no, that's not that month, it's another one. And they make the war in Muharram, or in the month which is not allowed to have a war. And Allah said, and fight to the mushrikeen collectively as they fight against you collectively. So mushrikeen in the time of the Prophet Muhammad, Allah said to Prophet Muhammad to fight against those idol worshippers collectively as they fight against you collectively. So they attack you collectively, so you fight against them collectively also. وَعْلَمُوا أَنَّ اللَّهَ مَعَ الْمُتَّقِينَ. And Allah knows And know that surely Allah is among those who are pious, who fear Allah and avoid the haram. So that's what I can give here for the topic. And it's not important that I can prolong my lecture too much, where people cannot take it anymore. So I stop until now here. 30 minutes is good enough. Inshallah, we have some other topic which needs more time, so we can try to give more time. But right now, I started around 9:30, maybe 9:25. Now it's 10 o'clock. If there is another question, inshallah, can ask. Otherwise, we can make dua, inshallah. Yes. Yes. Some. Okay. The Muharram, Safar, Rabiul Awwal, Rabiul Sani, Jamadul Awwal, Jamadul Sani, Rajab, Shaban, Ramadan, Shawwal, Zulhajj, Zakat, and Zilhajjah. Ramadan is a month in which we fast. Ramadan is a month in which we fast. This month's names is from Allah through the revelation. It is not made by anyone. Muharram, Safar. Muharram is one of the months in which the war is not allowed. Revealed by Allah that this month is not allowed to make any war. Even if it is necessary, you cannot make the war in this month, Muharram. This is among the 4 months. Safar, Rabiul Awwal, Rabiul Sani, Jamadul Awwal, Jamadul Sani, and then Rajab, then Shaban, and then Ramadan. 9th month is Ramadan, in which the Quran was revealed, and that's the month of the fasting. Then the next month is Shawwal, and the next month is Zakat. The months of the Hajj started with Shawwal. Once you finish the fasting and then you celebrate the Eid, now you start to travel for Hajj. The Shawwal, Zakat, and the Zulhajjah is the 3 months in which you start to travel. Shawwal you start to travel because you reach to Makkah more than a month, maybe 2 months. These are the months of the Hajj. Once you finish Ramadan, you are very strong now because you already finished Ramadan. Physically, spiritually, you are very strong. You celebrate your Eid al-Fitr, now you travel for Hajj. You can reach to Hajj after 2 months because before there is no airplane. You have to ride the camel or you have to walk. And Zulhajjah is the month in which we perform the Hajj. So these are the 12 months which Allah prescribed for us. Yes. Anything else? No more question, inshallah? Okay, who can repeat the 12 months? Anyone here? Which I explained already here. Anyone can repeat the 12 months now? Yes. Jamadul Sani. Jamadul Sani, Jamadul Ukhra is same. Rajab, Shaban, Ramadan. Where is Shawwal? Zakat, Zulqada, Zulhajjah. Every Muslim here, there's your assignment now. The next Saturday, everyone knows these names. Before you can go, let Salim Gimba or others to write for you. Remember these 12 months. That is very shameful. Shame upon everyone if you don't know these 12 months. Because you are Muslim, you should know the Islamic calendar 12 months. Muharram, repeat with me, Muharram, Safar, sound. Muharram, Safar, Rabiul Awwal, Rabiul Thani, Jamadul Awwal, Jamadul Sani, Rajab, Shaban, Ramadan, Shawwal, Zakat, or Zulqada, Zulhajjah. Okay, inshallah, that's your assignment that you must know the 12 months of Islamic calendar, inshallah. Zulhijjah. No. Zulhijjah is the last month. Now is Safar. This is the month of Safar. The next is Rabiul Awwal. Then Rabiul Sani. And then Jamadul Awwal, Jamadul Sani, Rajab, Shaban, Ramadan. The month of the fasting is Ramadan. Shawwal, Zikad or Zulqada, Zulhajjah or Zilhajjah. Okay? Inshallah. Subhanallah, alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar, la ilaha illallah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Allahumma barik ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار آمين. Our Lord, give us good in this world and the good in the hereafter and save us from fire. O Allah, be happy with us and enter to us in Jannatul Firdaus. Ameen. Ya Allah, save us from your anger and save us from hellfire. Ameen. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun alal mursalin alhamdulillahi bil alamin. Alhamdulillah.